Year after year, OnePlus has released phones with good specifications and a near-stock Android for a relatively good price. And although they have increased the price a tad bit, this year is no exception. As compared to the latest flagships from the likes of Samsung and Apple going for around $1,000, $550 doesn't sound that bad. But of course, every device, whatever it is, has its ups and downs. So in this video, we're going to take a look at 5 of the OnePlus 6's pros and cons. Starting with the pros and the most obvious one, its specifications. With the Snapdragon 845, the Adreno 630 GPU and a whopping 8 gigs of RAM, the OnePlus 6 may very well sport the best core specifications on any Android device right now. Another big pro with this year's release from OnePlus is its flagship-like build quality. And while it does miss a few standard flagship features like wireless charging and waterproofing, the overall feel and look of it is definitely up to par with, for example, a Samsung S8 or S9. OnePlus has always been more interested in stock Android rather than stocking the phone with a bunch of features the users won't ever use. This time around we have got the same experience, which in this case is Android 8.1 with a few cool features added, like for example the alert slider, which lets you quickly switch from ring to vibration and also to silent mode. The battery life is not on the level of, let's say, a BlackBerry Key 1, however, with dash charging, which by the way is the fastest form of fast charge I have ever experienced, it isn't bothersome whatsoever, as topping it up is extremely fast. And for my last pro, we have got quite an obvious one, just like the first one, the price. For what you're paying, around $550, you're getting a lot of the traits that you'd expect to see in a flagship, but at almost half the price. But that's not to say it doesn't have any cons, because it definitely does. So make sure to listen up so you don't miss anything vital before deciding on this phone. With this release, OnePlus decided to follow the trend and put a glass back on its flagship killer, which when I first saw it seemed like a great thing, as that will enable wireless charging. But that hasn't been the case. So even though it meets the requirement for wireless charging, it doesn't actually have it. Another annoying thing to me was that its speaker, even compared to the cheaper Zenfone 5, sucks. It's not loud, it sounds tinny, and obviously it's not stereo, which makes it very easy to muffle it in landscape mode. The display is great. Mostly. The colors are good, the blacks are great as it's an AMOLED display, the resolution is definitely good enough, and the bezels are small, just like you want them in 2018. The only issue I have with it is that it doesn't get very bright compared to flagships, which can be quite annoying outdoors. At the launch event, OnePlus talked a little bit about how they focused on making the device more water resistant, which is good and all, but they didn't actually give it an IP rating, which means that even though it'll probably take it no problems, I wouldn't be comfortable with using it around a pool. I usually don't need to expand the storage of my phone, as I stream all the content I watch and I rarely take any pictures or selfies, but I know you guys out there definitely do. So it's quite sad that this phone, which is supposed to be a device for the power user by the way, does not have a micro SD card slot. So those were my personal pros and cons of the OnePlus 6. Let me know what you guys think, or if you have anything to add to that list in the comment section down below. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one.